tea is done and the house settles in, there's only one thing left to do. Pull up a chair, dim the glow, and welcome the dark. You are now tuned into the quiet sound of It Reads at Night.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the It Reads at Night podcast. We are here tonight on it's a warmer night, actually. We're going to do a little weather report here. Since we're outside in the elements, we got a campfire roasting us from a distance, healthy distance. And I'm joined, my name is Austin, by the way. I don't even think we introduced ourselves last episode. It was Probably too cold and rainy.
God, that was brutal.
It was rough. If you didn't see last week, that was an amazing story. There's drumming in the clouds. Kind of terrifying, in a cool way. We enjoyed that one, and we also suffered in the rain, the freezing rain. I think it was sleeting even.
Yeah.
Perhaps even snowing by the end of it. That was a tour de force, if you will.
I thought I was going to die. I thought my feet were going to fall off.
Yeah, I could not feel my legs afterwards. It was crazy, and that's what we're willing to go through to give you guys, to expose you guys to these cool internet stories that we're going to be reading here for you today.
Exposed.
Yeah, exposed. So my name's Austin. You are...
Alex.
Alex. That's his name.
We're ready to do it.
It's a nice night to go back to the weather.
Sunny 62 degrees. I got the weather app open.
Oh, very nice.
Mostly cloudy.
62 degrees, eh?
And by the time we finish this, it will be 61. And then in a few days, it will be 20 degrees.
Nice.
Yes.
You heard it here first, everybody. We're kind of like a sort of a weather station at this point. We're out in the field. We're like those reporters that go out into the middle of hurricanes and get like wood thrown at them.
Yeah, get those. Yeah, wood with nails in it.
Yeah, they're like,
their head.
It's really it's a storm, all right, folks. It is raining. I'm glad I had to be out here for this. But yeah, we're loving the weather tonight. These jackets are more so just for style, redundancy, and now we don't even really need these. But so a little cozier tonight for us, and hopefully that will allow us to really dig into this story we have for you here tonight. And oh my god, I see a giant spider right there just walking across.
Dude, that's huge.
Dang.
Oh, fuck, that's big. Wow, if that wasn't scary or what.
God damn.
That is really fucking big.
All right, so basically, if you guys are just now tuning in, we are reading creepypastas or any kind of scary stories we can find across the internet. And if you don't know if a creepypasta is, I don't know
what the fuck are you doing here?
You're bad. So, but today we have been gifted another story by the gracious and fearsome editor, and he has brought us today a story that I don't think you can even find on Reddit. I think this lovely author here has gifted us with a story that they've written, and I'm not entirely sure if they've posted it elsewhere, but they did send this to us directly via email. So we thank you very much, and the author's name is SunHeadPrime. SunHeadPrime, also known as Kris West. So they were very gracious and kind, and they gave us this story to read today, and it is called We Hauled Your Junk. And I'll give you a little synopsis, nothing too much, but what's to be expecting for today. We've got two ex-cons who work for a junk removal company, and they specialize in hoarder homes. And while cleaning out a particularly messy house of a deceased conspiracy theorist, they encounter a series of escalating supernatural phenomena. So that is a little look into what we'll be reading here tonight for It Reads at Night. And before we get into it, let's go ahead and plug our author here. Once again, SunHeadPrime, also known as Kris West.
We love you.
We love you so much. Thank you for providing your story.
We love how you actually gave a lot of money to our campaign.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate the generosity, the generous.
We're gonna use it for really bad shit.
Let's just say I'm taking a trip to an unknown land.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a book link here. This is a book that Kris West here. I'm not sure how to refer to them. Like a SunHeadPrime or Kris West? Probably Kris West.
SunHeadPrime.
SunHeadPrime.
Because that's where everybody's going to find this
Okay.
stuff.
This is a book that Kris West has written, also known as SunHeadPrime. You can find it on Amazon. It's called "I've Never Told Anyone," a chilling collection of 11 horror short stories that'll keep you up at night.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has 278 reviews, so it's doing pretty well. But you could make it do better.
Yeah.
God damn it!
You could add one.
And then let's see, the subreddit SunHeadPrime r/SunHeadPrime. You can find just a multitude of stories here. Looks like last time they posted was 9 days ago. The Church of Saint Asbeel. It looks to be a 3-parter, and they all have 4 upvotes. What the fuck is that about, guys? Go and read. Come on.
Go slather him with your love.
Yes, slather, lather, and
blather. That's
all we ask. And one more thing before we get into the story. We're on, what is this, episode 4 now, I think. All we ask of you guys, if you're enjoying the show, is to stick around. God damn it, just stick around, listen to the whole thing, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing these every other Thursday.
That's right.
We would like to be able to do this once a week, but this is kind of an intense setup here to be out in the woods with this campfire and all this audio equipment and camera equipment. But that is ultimately our goal here, is to do this every week. So if you guys enjoy the show, help us out by simply spreading it around and giving us your attention.
Yeah,
so we appreciate all that so very much. And without further ado,
prepare for scares. Enjoy the story if you dare.
we're going to get into the story tonight. Once again, it is called We Haul Your Junk. Alex, you have anything to say before we get into it?
No, I think you covered it. I'm ready for this. I got the quotes. You got the story. I'm looking down. I'm just scrolling down a little bit. Just a little bit. There's some quotes in here, so thankfully this time you're going to get to hear from your old man.
Yeah, Alex is going to be providing us with some quotes. Are you going to do all the quotes, or just we going to do a back and forth, or what? You think you can handle it?
I think I can handle. It looks like 2 people.
All right.
Well,
be talking to yourself.
So we'll see. We'll come up with
All
I
right,
think
well,
one. I'll figure it out.
Just let me know if you need help. All right, you can phone a friend.
We need 2 accents. So
2 accents.
hopefully
right.
that doesn't irritate the shit out of everybody.
Well, don't make them irritating. And then
Everybody. All right.
yeah, no Adam Sandler. All right. For most of my years, I'd been dragged around by the twin steeds of addiction and crime without a thought beyond my next fix. Then I was arrested. That was the wake-up call I needed. Once I was inside, I had to deal with my addiction with both therapy and forced sobriety. It wasn't easy. During my lowest moment, vomiting into a prison toilet, I found something I thought I had lost: hope. I came out the other side of my stint healthier and ready to take my life in a new direction. Prison had been the tough love I needed. I was ready for the free world again. I soon discovered the free world wasn't ready for me. Part of my release agreement was that I needed to find steady employment. I thought that sounded simple enough, but I had no idea how cruel the world could be to anyone who colored outside life's lines. Despite being capable, willing, and reformed, no one wanted to hire me. My parole officer told me not to stress because he knew a few people who might be able to help. He saw that I was trying and made a few phone calls. He hooked me up with Pete, a good dude who owned a junk removal company named Moving Buddies.
Been out long?
He asked when I sat with him.
About a month. How did the family take it? I don't have one to lean on anymore.
I said.
Part of the reason I ended up where I ended up, you know? I understand.
Pete said.
We all deal with grief in our own way. Oh, God. This is why I don't read.
I'm probably not going to say the I saids.
Okay. I can... Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I'm going to...
Or you can just skip them if you want.
Oh,
Just,
that's true.
Continue. Yeah.
All right. Here, let me... let's go back to moving buddies, and then I'll restart that.
All right. I'll just read the last sentence. Cut all that out. Okay. He hooked me up with Pete, a good dude who owned a junk removal company named Moving Buddies.
Been out long?
He asked when I sat next to it. Oh, fuck! All right, do that again.
All right. You gonna do that last sentence again?
No, you can just...
Just get right into it, boy.
Yeah.
All right. Been out long?
He asked when I sat with him.
About a month. How did the family take it? I don't have one to lean on anymore. Part of the reason I ended up where I ended up, you know? I understand. We all deal with grief in our own ways. Most of those ways don't end up with jail time. Oops. Fuck. That's what's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they do not, but we're going to go back. Okay. This won't happen again, I promise. Here we go. Been out long?
Ah, fuck. I totally spaced. All right, yeah, I got it
Two
now.
goobers who can't... Oh, this is my bad. I can't keep saying
I've been up since 5 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
Been out long?
He asked when I sat with him.
About a month. How did the family take it? I don't have one to lean on anymore, I said. Part of the Fuck!
I think you just reread that line. You'll be good.
Listen, one more time, and it's golden.
Okay.
This is not even normal for it to happen like this.
Meryl Streep.
I'm just like her. I look just like her.
I can't tell the difference.
Been out long?
He asked when I sat with him.
About a month. How did the family take it? Don't have one to lean on anymore. Part of the reason I ended up where I ended up, you know? I understand. We all deal with grief in our own ways. Yeah, most of those ways don't end up with jail time. No, they do not. But it brought me back from...
You got it. I think you just reread that line. You got it.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's him. No, they do not, but it brought me back from the dead and to my doorstep. Okay, yeah. I'm going to reread that. No, they do not, but it brought me back from the dead.
It's the other guy.
Is it?
Yeah. He says brought you back from the dead and to my doorstep.
Dude, I can't fucking read.
Well, generally, when you see like a notation that says like I said or whatever, the
Then
next
it
line is
changes.
like an understood
Next
reply.
person.
Yeah.
Who taught you how to read? I need to hire them.
Oh, God.
All right, fuck. No, they do not. But it brought you back from the dead and to my doorstep. And I'd say that's a win-win.
Less than 2 days later, Pete hired me, and I was ready to go. Despite the name, Moving Buddies was not a moving company in the traditional sense. It was a junk removal company that specialized in cleaning up evictions and hoarder homes. It was long, back-breaking work, but it kept me busy. I welcomed the distraction. I wasn't even the only former con on the team. My partner and driver, Devin Baker, or D, as he liked to be called, had also done time in his past. We chatted about it the first day, and it bonded us. Like me, he had gone in for armed robbery, but he had received more time. Like me, he struggled once he got out. He took this job out of desperation too, but he said it saved his life.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It sucks.
He said as we drove to our new job.
But it's better than fucking jail, you know? Plus, Pete's not a bad guy. tight as a dolphin's asshole with some money, but he gets it.
That's a weird line. That's a curveball for sure.
Plus, Pete's not a bad guy. Tight as a dolphin's asshole with money, but he gets the life. Bro, I don't know what's going on. This text is really small. It's kind of, and I'm trying to get new glasses, so.
We got a lot of factors going in.
There's a lot of. I'm just trying to let everybody know.
This is very difficult.
This can't be like this every time. I promise it won't be. I'm gonna start from the beginning again.
All right.
I gotta put my leg back down, otherwise it's just gonna cut. I'm gonna be like sitting.
Continuity.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucks.
He said as we drove to our new job.
But it's better than fucking jail, you know? Plus, Pete's not a bad guy. Tight as a dolphin's asshole with money. But he gets the life. He'll cut you some slack. I was starting to think people like that just didn't exist. Nobody loves ex-cons. Wait until you start up on the dating apps. You're gonna really feel the hate.
I laughed.
Who'd hate a cuddly teddy bear like you, D?
You laughed.
That's what I'm saying. But it's cold out here, brother. Ice cold.
Amazing. Meryl Streep.
I'm basically Meryl Streep.
Meryl, is that you? Okay. We were headed out to our gig for the day. Some old fart had passed and left a mess for his kids. I hated hoarder homes because there was always some extra bullshit hidden in the piles. You could not imagine the smells. They stick with you hours after your shift. We found dead pets and living wild animals in some homes. There's never a dull moment. We arrived and were greeted by an exhausted-looking man in his late 40s. He was the son of the dead guy and told us what we already knew from the work order. I felt sympathy for him. He inherited a huge mess.
Sorry about how it looks. Dad went, crazy the last few years. All he talked about was conspiracies and people out to get him, and he changed, you know? He let the place turn into this. Not unusual in this line of work.
I said, trying to comfort him.
Believe it or not, this isn't even the worst we've seen it.
That seemed to ease the man. Well, I'll say D added. You want to read that line one last time?
Not unusual in our line of work.
I said, trying to comfort him.
Believe it or not, this isn't even the worst we've seen it.
D added. That seemed to ease the man's mind, and he let us... Ugh. That seemed to ease the man's mind, and he left us to do our work. D sidled up to me. What the fuck is that word? Sidled? Saddled? Siddled?
Sidled. No, it's sidled, yeah.
All right.
It's like...
Get the wordsmith over
I
here.
know what it means, but it's hard to say. Like,
I
to me,
tell
it's
ya.
like gets up beside him and like...
I guess on the side.
Talking. Yeah.
He sidled you sidedly. All right. That seemed to ease the man's mind, and he left us to do our work. D sidled up to me as he left and nodded at the house.
Yo, this is the worst fucking house I've ever seen. Easy.
When we finally cracked the tomb seal, the full brunt of the smell hit us like the concussive wave of an atomic bomb. A potent combination of death, rotting food, and vomit stung our nostrils. D wasn't lying. This was the worst ever.
Let's have a smoke break before we get hip deep in this shit,
D said, pulling out his vape.
Agreed.
I said, pulling out my crinkled pack of Marlboro Reds and Naked Lady Bic.
Those'll kill you, man.
D said, nodding at my pack of cigarettes.
Those chemicals won't? Shit.
He said, exhaling a massive puff of vapor.
I didn't say all that now.
This is relatable so far. I've known a lot of the D's in my life.
I've known a lot of
working.
both. Yeah.
We finished our smokes and steadied ourselves. We wiped Vapo Rub under our noses and opened the door. The entryway was crammed with old garbage. The house had so many flies that I thought it might get yanked from its foundation and take to the air. The old man may have died, but there was still some life inside this place.
God damn. How did the city not condemn this place? Maybe he knew people that lived in high places? Should have met the garbage man,
He said, getting to work. Hoarders were the worst. What they all have in common is some sort of mental break that sets them on this course. I've found it's often associated with some kind of loss, a job, a spouse, a child. They compensate for their loss by trying to save anything that could be important or that they could use later. They never do. Thus, you get homes stuffed with towering monuments to our disposable culture.
The hell?
Dee said from a corner of the living room. I walked over to him and looked down at the ground where he was pointing.
It's trash.
I
Under
said.
the bag, man.
Sorry. I walked over to him and looked down at the ground where he was pointing.
It's trash.
I said.
Under the bag, man.
I moved the bag and nearly vomited. Under the bag were the remains of 2 very dead cats. They looked like they'd recently died, but were under a few ancient garbage bags. I saw a wrapper for a McDLT in one bag, and they stopped selling that in the 90s.
That's so fucked up.
What is a McDLT?
It's a Run DMC.
What? Bro.
McDLT. I don't
you see
know,
the
man.
color of my skin? You can't say all these words.
What are all these acronyms?
Doritos, lettuce, and tomatoes.
Dude.
What is it? D.
DLT in the 90s? Because it's not ribs. And it's not...
Well, BLT, it's bacon.
Yeah. Dog?
So I'm thinking like... dog. Yeah, like it's got to be a meat that starts with D. What?
I can't think of one thing. Not one thing. But... now that we're
Besides
breaking
dog.
for a second, I will say... Have you ever actually... Because, like, it's in popular media and stuff. Like, we all know what a hoarder house looks like. But have you
Sure.
been in a house that's, like, hoarder...
I mean, I've been in some that I certainly would call it adjacent.
That's what I was going to say.
Damn
Hoarder
near.
adjacent. Yeah.
Like damn near. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I feel like I've been in some that are, like, at the beginning stages.
Yeah.
Like, in 10 more years, it's going to be like
Like-
the shit you see on TV.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's
That-
overwhelming.
Oh, God, it's overwhelming.
Overstimulating to the maximum. I can't imagine living in that. And it's just sad.
I think I've been in, you say like 10 years. I think I've been in like, it's like 4 years till it's like something you see on TV.
Yeah.
Like some people I knew is like grandma. And it wasn't stinky. The house smelled good.
Really?
Yeah, somehow they kept it smelling all right. But it wasn't like, she didn't keep like trash around, but she just like never threw any document out.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Should you keep receipts?
receipts, documents, anything paper. And it was like
Yikes.
the living room was gone, the dining room was gone,
Damn.
one of the bedrooms was gone. She had hers and then another one. And then there was just like the kitchen. And the kitchen island, totally gone. So,
See, that just like drives me crazy. I'm by no means a clean freak at all. Like, I'm definitely messy and, well, just like cluttered. But like,
Yeah.
drives me crazy when there's like too much shit on a table, especially on like a bed or a couch. Like putting shit on a bed or a couch to where you can't really use it.
yeah.
So I don't know how. I mean, obviously there's various like mental things that come into play, but like just having no room to even live is just, yeah, it's sad, and it's hard for me to imagine, honestly, like the mental state you have to be in.
I think I can imagine it up to a point.
Yeah.
Up
Yeah.
to a point.
I can imagine, yeah, like the earlier stages. But yeah, like the shit you see on TV
I can't do that. It's like,
where it's like, yeah, you get the fucking McDonald's bag from the 90s.
or what we're about to get into, which looks like more about the animals. That,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
that
dead
doesn't
animals
make sense to me. That's fucking crazy.
or feces.
like you had a pet,
yeah.
or
And
you
it-
took a shit, and you lost both of them. And they're in the same place.
Where'd my dookie go? It's not in the toilet for some reason.
Oh, I think I'm starting to lose
Yeah,
it.
I have been in some houses where there's shit and piss everywhere.
Yeah,
From animals, not from people, but yes.
probably.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It could be in the mix.
No, it's nuts. It's sad.
It is overall
Sad.
sad.
Yeah,
Very
makes me
sad. And it's really heartbreaking that this shit gets so tough that is like a reaction.
It's a It's 100% a reaction,
Yeah.
just like this says.
Or-
It's
Like a result
of
of whatever it may be. Yeah, sad. So definitely some real world emotional tie-ins here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm interested into this house that they're going into.
Me too.
Okay, so we got a quote right here.
Yeah, we do. So it says, and they stopped selling those in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess yeah, they stopped selling those in the 90s. You didn't know those were cats? I know they're cats. Look at their backs.
I did, and that's when I saw what looked like a bite mark on the remains. Something with razor-sharp teeth had chomped some of the spines away. You'd miss it if you quickly glanced at the remains, but when you looked at them, you could clearly see the bite marks.
What the hell did that?
I asked.
That looks like a lion bite, bro.
Dee said, shaken up.
If we find a lion in here, I'm gone.
I joked.
It may be hungry, though, considering it seems like... Huh? No, I can't read. It may not be hungry, though, considering he seems to have a snack recently. Shit's not funny. I have 2 cats, Scooby and Shaggy. My bad. Did the old man put them here? Because this is some old-ass garbage, and those are recently dead. Maybe whatever ate them dragged them here. Plus, wouldn't want me to... What? The plus got me.
Yeah, what is that?
Plus want... Oh.
I think that's like a typo.
I think... Let me try this. Maybe whatever ate them dragged them here. Plus, he wants me to remove them?
I asked, but didn't wait for his response. As I went to bag up the cats, we heard something skitter on the floor behind us. We both turned around, and a few trash bags rolled off a pile and spilled on the floor.
If there is actually a fucking lion in here, I swear to God.
I whispered. Shh, Dee said, his eyes scanning the room. We both looked around for the source of the noise, but didn't see anything. I was about to say something when we heard more scrambling off to our left. I rushed over, moved away a few bags, and let out a terrified, high-pitched scream. After the initial shock, I started laughing.
What?
Dee asked. I reached down and pulled up a beat-up jester doll buried in the stacks. Its porcelain face had split down the middle at some point, and the left side was gone. The right side's painted face had worn away with time and exposure to garbage juice, but one unblinking eye stared out at us. Its long limbs hung toward the ground, hunched over like it had a bad back.
Who would want this? Weird fucking hoarders.
We heard skittering again, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a massive rat run from under some old cardboard boxes and back towards the bedrooms. I dropped the doll and chased after it, but it was gone before I could do anything. Dee shook his head.
Be careful when you... Be careful when you're grabbing shit. Okay, I understand. That throws me off. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Be careful when we're grabbing shit. Those things will take the tip of your fingers off.
I grabbed the doll and propped it up on the pile of trash so it looked like it was sitting on a throne of garbage.
We'll hire the jester to look out for us. It needs a name. What about Trashly?
As soon as I said it, the doll's heavy limbs made it slump to its side.
Trashley's already sleeping on the job.
We went back to work. These guys are interesting. These are some coworkers for sure.
100%.
We went back to work. We set about clearing out the living room and kitchen before we moved on to the closets and pantries in those rooms. Closets were the worst part of a hoarder's home. They crammed closets full of the weirdest shit known to man. Once, we pulled 8 taxidermied animals out of a living room closet. It was a nativity scene. Baby Jesus was a stuffed dormouse. We played rock, paper, scissors, and D lost. He had 1 closet duty. I sat back to clearing out the living room, leading towards the hallway, and let D work on the closet. D had moved out 3 garbage bags when I heard him yell and fall out of the closet. I ran over to him as he was scooting away from the closet door, and he was genuinely spooked. I helped him up and asked him what happened. It took him a second to put his thoughts together.
Something touched me. What? I swear to God, man. Something reached out and touched my hand. It was probably...
I said before he cut me off.
Bitch, I know what my hand feels like. A fucking hand touched my arm. Okay. I like D. Gonna let that bitch comment slide. My bad, man.
Wait, okay, I said gonna let the bitch comment slide.
Yeah.
Alright. He said, shaking his head.
But that shit ain't never fucking happening. What? Dude, I'm like blind. But that shit ain't never fucking happened to me before. You got a flashlight? Let's take a look. In the truck? I'll go grab it.
He left, and I shook my head. I was working under the belief that he had touched a rat's tail or something. Rats loved the stink of trash, but people tended to avoid it. The smell in this place would keep Oscar the Grouch at arm's length. From behind me, I heard the rats scrambling around. I went over to where I had heard the noise, but didn't see anything. Dee came back into the house and saw me looking for the rat.
Heard something?
He asked.
I think we may have a few friends watching us.
I said, glancing through the garbage piles.
Can I see that flashlight?
He handed it to me, and I shined the beam into the sea of living room trash bags. Nothing jumped out at me, so I assumed the rats were adept at hiding from humans. Something did catch my eye, though. Trashly. The doll wasn't in the place where I had left it. Maybe it had fallen during the closet panic, and I hadn't noticed. I plucked up the doll again.
It might be our jester friend here. And not the rats. I don't like that doll. Reminds me of Poltergeist, the fucking clown thing, man. That messed me up good. Maybe we should put a tracker on it.
I joked. Dee didn't laugh.
Good idea.
He eyed something on the ground and grabbed it.
Put this on it.
He handed me an old cat collar with a little bell on it. I gave him a look, but he insisted. I dutifully put it around Trashley's neck and gave it a shake. The bell jingled, and Dee looked satisfied. I put Trashley back on the trash pile throne and handed Dee back the flashlight.
Let's go see about your closet hand.
I walked over and pulled the closet door back open.
Hey,
I said to the potential person in the closet.
We're going to empty that closet. If you want to get out of here with the two of us with...
Want me to reread?
I can just... We're going to empty that closet. If you want to get out of here without the two of us stomping you, I'd leave now.
Nothing happened. I wasn't surprised. It's not that I doubted Dee. If anything, the dude was honest to a fault, but the story was so far-fetched. There's no way anyone could be in there. But still, Dee is honest. If he felt a hand, he might have felt a hand.
You gonna feel around in there or what?
It's a big ass spider walking by real quick.
Where's he at?
I've seen a lot of spiders around here tonight.
That's a big boa right there.
You see him?
It's huge. Is that a spider?
I think I've only seen spiders tonight. Maybe it's like they're coming out.
Yeah, because it's warm. TBH? Don't like that at all, man.
I don't like that at all. There's spiders walking around on the ground. Not cool.
There's a lot of them. They're really big.
Chat, is that real? Chat. Oh, no.
Oh.
You were saying?
Oh, God, dude.
Dude, I want barbecue right now.
Fuck, chat. I'm so hungry.
Sounds good, man.
I'm
Totally unrelated.
Chat. I just don't want that thing coming over this way. A little spider guy.
I guess you'll find out.
Let's see.
I'm going to keep my feet just in the air.
I know it's uncomfortable for me. All right. You gonna feel around in there or what?
He asked me.
I said... Huh? I said let's look. You gotta feel too. I felt. Okay. You gotta feel around in there or what?
He asked me.
I said let's look. You gotta feel too. I felt. I didn't agree to that.
I protested.
Neither did I, but here we are. Don't make me pull rank.
I wasn't going to win. The only thing left to do would be to stick my arm into the garbage closet, hoping that a phantom hand wouldn't grab my arm. What the fuck even was this job? Dee shined the light into the darkness. The 2 bags fell and split open on the floor. One was filled with maggots. I looked back at Dee.
If I'm sticking my hand in there, you're picking up the creepy crawlies. Fine.
This guy's lame.
Nah, dude, this is funny.
You're picking up the creepy crawlies.
Yeah, you're picking up the creepy crawlies. Fine. Now come on, man. Let's do this.
I sighed and reached into the closet. It was packed with smelly garbage bags, and the old owner had also heaped in a bunch of raggedy blankets to fill the gaps between the bags. I slid my arm into a tar black opening. Okay, I see. I slid my arm into a tar black opening and felt around in the darkness.
How long do I need to feel around for a hand? Bro, just do me a solid, huh? I need to know I'm not crazy.
I pushed my arm deeper into the hole and felt around the trash bags. I half expected Dee to laugh and tell me this was some elaborate prank he was pulling, but when I glanced back at him, he intently watched me. There was real fear in his eyes, a thing I didn't think I'd ever see out of him.
I don't think.
My hand brushed against something long and pointy, like a finger. My eyes bugged open because Dee ran closer with the flashlight.
You feel it, don't you?
I did feel it. It was a hand. I reached around, found the wrist, and pulled as hard as possible. All the bags around me started to roll, and before I knew it, my force sent me falling back onto my ass. The rank garbage rained all over me, but I still held on to that arm. I pushed the bags off myself, maggots landing on my face and hair, and stood up. Dee dropped the flashlight and was doubled over with laughter. I looked down at my hand and saw why. I was holding an arm, but it didn't belong to a man or some creature. It was a mannequin arm. I threw it down with disgust and shook all the creepy crawlies off me. Dee had dropped to the floor, barely able to breathe. I was hot. This job was bad enough, and now this.
Did you fucking know it was a mannequin arm? I swear I didn't, man, but that shit is funny as fuck.
Dee has the kind of laugh that can bring anyone around to join him. Not long after, I fell under the spell of his piper. What the fuck?
Yo, not long after, Dee piped the shit out of me.
He laid some pipe on me, bro. He's a charmer. Jesus. Is it Pied Piper or Piped Piper?
It's Pied Piper. A spell of his piped piper.
I'm going to say Pied Piper.
Yeah.
Okay. D has the kind of laugh that can bring anyone around to join him. Not long after, I fell under the spell of his Pied Piper chuckles. I threw the arm at him, and he caught it. He helped me off the ground and apologized between the laughs. He patted my back with the arm and started cracking up again. I hurled the arm across the room. That's when we heard Trashly's bells ringing. We looked to where I had left the jester, but it wasn't there anymore. Dee and I locked eyes. We both wanted to speak, but found our ability to do so gone, as if we had violated an agreement with Ursula, the Sea Witch.
What the fuck? What is that in there? Yo, have you ever seen The Little Mermaid?
Kind of like Ursula.
You know?
Kind of like Ursula.
What? Dude.
That's kind of a funny comparison, I'm not going to lie.
And you're assuming that with immediate recall, people know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. That's an old-ass movie.
That is a little niche, but I can appreciate it.
I appreciate it. It's just funny.
I gotta keep my shit on my toes, man.
Hey, you know what? I don't even know what the fuck to say. That's hilarious.
Yes. It's kind of like Ursula.
Kind of
like this dark, grimy hoarder house with all this creepy shit happening. It's like kind of like Ursula.
Yeah, have you seen The Little Mermaid? Reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like The Little Mermaid if you think about it.
But specifically the spell she casts on the mermaid
It's the Sea
when
Witch.
she's not able to speak anymore unless she loses her legs on the land.
It's the Sea Witch. Yeah, it's the Sea Witch.
She's never been called a Sea Witch. Dude.
It's the Sea Witch, of course.
Oh yeah, the Sea Witch.
I appreciate that.
I like it a lot, actually. Now that
because it grabbed me. God damn. And you're allergic to it, it seems.
I'm allergic to
okay. Oh, I activated Siri by accident.
Yeah, look up Sea Witch.
Hopefully she's not listening. All right. Ursula, the Sea Witch. We heard the little bell jingling again. This time, coming from one of the back rooms. Now, I will say, amidst the Ursula comparison, Trashly,
yeah.
Okay, it's misspelled right here. Trashly is kind of creeping me out. I like the idea of like it having a cat collar on it, and it's moving around, kind of. I like that. That gets me a little bit.
It's fun. It reminds me of Elf on a Shelf because it is Christmas time, and that mixed with the Little Mermaid reference, and then there was like one other reference earlier, I think, that was like adjacent to this stuff.
Pied Piper?
No, before that, I think. I'm not 100%, but I'm like...
Wait, yeah, I remember that, but I didn't know who it was really, so I just kind of kept reading. It was... Oh, man.
It was something else. I'm like...
Oscar the Grouch?
Yeah.
Who is that? What's
Oscar the Grouch is from Sesame Street. He's the guy the green guy that lives in the trash can.
Is this like an intentional thematic theme to like keep including all these childhood...
It could be.
Cartoonish things?
It could be. I don't think it is. It's just what this guy is watching. Yeah. So, after Sesame Street the other day, I put on The Little Mermaid, and I really like that movie. Actually,
no, you can't assign this beautiful author who's given us.
No, I like this.
He said Willie.
And I actually really like that movie a lot.
I actually really like that movie. I was watching Ursula and the Sea Witch.
That's what he calls them.
She doesn't say Little Mermaid. It's like...
She's what we misunderstood, actually.
I favor her.
That redheaded stupid little bitch.
That preppy little bastard. Okay. We're off the deep end.
I really appreciate this author. It's just funny to me.
I'm pretty damn engaged.
Me too.
The bell jingling's working for me.
Yeah.
The overall setting is cool.
Yeah.
I get there has to be dialogue, but maybe less would make this a little more effective, or a little less just like lighthearted, which I get. You're working. It's nothing special about this day so far. You're gonna be talking shit with your buddy, whatever. But I think something else needs to happen to make this this setting like really feel like disturbing.
Yeah.
But
hopefully, I think that might be coming up. I just really hope there's a few more references. It'll do it, because if there's no more, it's not fun anymore.
At this point, there's a trend.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gotta.
You got
continue.
Oscar the Grouch. You got the Little Mermaid Sea Witch. And you have my friend Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah. He's just, you see, it's kind of like, he raced into the kitchen like Lightning McQueen.
God, he's so fucking fast.
So fucking fast. Vroom, vroom.
This is reminding me a lot
Good.
of Sonic.
Ka-chow, said D.
Did you actually see how fast I was going?
Did you time it?
I think I saw smoke marks from my drifting.
Dude, I could probably go faster. Oh my god.
I think I'm turning blue. I'm a hedgehog.
Oh god. No.
Dude, I'm gonna start throwing up.
Alright.
Alright.
You got the next line?
How?
Meryl Streep.
Really fast. That's how. That's actually how I did it the first time.
Oh fuck. We're cooked.
Dude, I'm cookeder than fuck right now.
Shit, I'm sidled up to the. Alright.
How? How? I keep messing up between the two voices.
Alright.
How?
Was all D could push out.
Rats. It has to be. The rats are taking the doll?
Boom! The closet door behind us slammed shut. We both jumped, and when D's feet hit the ground, he sprinted out the front door. I wanted to join him, but I caught a shadow moving along the wall, leading to the kitchen, and turned to it. You're laughing.
Dude, it's like what we said. It's like, he said, D's hit the ground, he sprinted out the front door.
Like
I'm here like
Lightning McQueen.
He's literally so fucking fast. Did you see that?
D's running out the door, and our narrator's just sitting there like, God, he's so fucking fast.
Oh my God, he's fast. Oh.
Oh God.
Oh.
Boom. Kachowski.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Wow. Boom. The closet door behind it.
You are a good boy. You're fast. This is the fastest guy I ever saw. There you go.
That dog is kind of reminds me of Lightning McQueen.
Literally.
You think about it.
Dude,
What do you think that mile per hour is on that dog?
what? What?
Oh God.
What do you think the mile per hour is?
Our cameras are gonna die, dude. It's gonna be a fucking.
What do you think the mile per hour is on that dog?
All right.
All right.
We're at an hour, by the way.
But I caught a shadow moving. All right.
Okay. One more time. Boom. Oh God. Boom. The closet door behind us slammed shut. Oh, it's too late. It's too late at night.
This is when the good stuff starts.
Yeah. We both jumped. And when D's feet hit the ground, he sprinted out the front door. I wanted to join him, but I caught a shadow moving along the wall, leading to the kitchen, and turned to it. In my peripheral vision, it looked like something with long limbs skulking into the kitchen. The bells started ringing again. It was still in the bedrooms.
Hello?
I called out. Nobody answered. I took a step toward the crowded hallway that led to the back bedrooms.
Is anybody there?
This time, There was the sound of something moving in the kitchen. Unlike the quick skittering we had heard previously, this was something moving slowly and deliberately. Someone trying not to make any noise. They were either trying to hide from me or stalk me. Neither idea sparked joy.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Dee said, peering in from the front door.
I didn't mean to run away like a little kid, man.
I turned to him and put my fingers to my lips to shush him. He nodded, and I pointed toward the kitchen. He warily inched back into the house, whipping his head around to see if anything around him was out of the ordinary. Feeling assured he was safe, he crept in, but kept the flashlight in his hand, cocked and ready to swing. The bell started dinging again in the back room. I pointed towards myself and then the back rooms. Dee nodded, but he wasn't going to join me back there. I wasn't even sure I could make my way back there as quietly as I wanted. There was a small path between the piles of trash, and I was too big for it. I was sure I'd make a racket cutting through, giving whoever was back there a fair warning that someone was coming. Regardless, I was going to try. As I took my first step, we heard something moving in the kitchen again. This time, Dee saw the same shadow I had. He mimed to me that he thought a man was in there, and that he was going to head that way. I delayed my trip to the back bedrooms and hung back just in case he needed some help. Still, after the adrenaline of the moment passed, I had second thoughts about going to the back bedrooms alone. It seemed like the kind of decision a dumb character would make in a slasher movie. I may not be smart, but I ain't that dumb either. I quietly stepped toward the kitchen, flanking Dee as he approached. We heard the cabinet doors open and the slam close. There was more movement on the floor as well. It sounded like more than one rat. Then the strangest noise came out of there. The jingling of a bell. Someone threw a trash bag toward the living room as we stood there. It landed with a wet splat and spilled the rotten innards across the floor. The food in the bag was so old it had melted into a putrid black ooze. It sprayed onto Dee's pants.
You about to get fucked up!
Dee yelled. He rushed into the kitchen, flashlight held high, ready to crown the bag tosser. I ran behind him, believing a show of force might deter whoever was in there. But when we entered the room, there wasn't a person in there. We saw 2 rats running along the counters, but no lanky-limbed person. The rats squealed, dove into the trash pile, and disappeared from our view. Dee looked at me and shook his head.
There was someone in here, man. Those damn rats didn't throw that bag. Can I help you, gentlemen?
Came a voice from the front door. Dee and I turned to see a nicely dressed, middle-aged white guy standing there. His fake but friendly smile was plastered on his face and didn't present any immediate threat. With this job, you always get looky-loos who want to see how demented their neighbor had been, but they rarely walk into the house. Considering everything that had happened up to this point, the Pope could show up, and we'd be leery.
You can't be in here, man.
Yeah, I'll say Dee said.
You can't be in here, man.
Dee said.
I'm always here.
The man said.
Well, then your streak ends today.
Dee said, keeping calm.
This is a job site now, and it isn't safe for the general public.
The man started laughing.
I'm not the general. He's had 3 accents. He went from Southern to plain to British.
Maybe that's his
not
thing.
The general public.
Maybe that's his thing. He has no personality, no nation.
I think he is the everyman. I want him to be Southern.
Okay, go for it.
I'm not the fucking hell. I'm not the general public.
I'll
I
not
think
the
that's
general
good.
public.
I think that's all right. I'm not the general public. Did you know the man that lived here?
I asked.
In a sense. I watched him for years.
The stranger said.
He made many poor decisions. Strange person. Well, he's not even a person anymore.
Dee said, his tone shifting.
He's passed on and left us this mess to clean up, and since we're in control of this site, we can ask you to leave. If you can get hurt, we can get sued. And if we get sued, I get fired. My landlord kicks me out of my place, and I have to live in my car. Since I'm not trying to do that, live out of my beater, you have to go. You live off Baltimore Avenue, right?
Dee's face dropped. He did live near there, but how did this guy know that? Dee squared up, took up more aggressive posture.
Who are you?
Dee asked.
You work with Pete? Now, I know Pete,
He said.
but he's never met me. What the hell does that mean? Yeah,
I said.
you're speaking in riddles. Just tell us who you are and what you want.
Before the man could speak, we heard Trashley's bell jingling again. This time, it was coming from inside the kitchen, despite my having heard it in the back bedroom just minutes earlier. How did it get into the kitchen? Dee and I turned back and saw a rat run across the floor with a cat collar around its neck.
Was that the cat? What? Was that the collar on Trashley?
I asked.
Yeah.
Dee said. We heard the jingling as the rat dove into the sea of trash bags and disappeared from sight. Then it went quiet again.
Where's the doll?
I asked. We returned to where the stranger had been standing, but he was gone. I glanced back toward the front door and saw it swinging on its hinges. I looked at Dee and shrugged. As weird as that dude was, he was gone now.
Who the fuck was that? How did he know where I lived?
Dee said.
What the hell is going on, man?
There was more jingling in the kitchen again. We turned away from the open front door and back to the noise. Dee and I entered the garbage-stuffed room and scanned for the bell's location. It rang a few more times but stopped as suddenly as it started. I elbowed Dee in the ribs and nodded at the kitchen window. It was mostly covered with old shoe boxes and a ratty old curtain, but you could see shadows moving outside. We saw the stranger pass by the window, heading toward the back door. We waited a beat, and then the door handle started shaking like he was trying to get in. The door must have been locked because he didn't open it. Dee was beginning to get frustrated and yelled out.
Hey, man. You gotta get the fuck out now, okay?
The man stopped, but didn't walk away. You could still see him outside in the curtain. Dee, thoroughly annoyed at this point, marched through the trash and ripped open the curtain on the back door. Instead of seeing the man standing there, though, we saw nothing but the waist-high grass in the backyard.
What the?
Dee mumbled and let go of the curtain. You could see the stranger's outline again when it swung back into place. I audibly gasped. And Dee grabbed the curtain and yanked it away again. Again, there was nothing but grass waving in the breeze.
How?
I said. Before Dee could respond, one of the cabinet doors swung open and trashily spilled out. The doll landed with a thud on the counter. We watched the lifeless rag doll as it lay on the ugly formica and waited for it to move again. As if it read our thoughts, the doll's left arm fell and dangled off the edge. That was enough to drive us both out of the kitchen. As we returned to the living room, the front door opened again. The stranger had come back. Dee walked up to him and got into the man's face. I ran over and put an arm on Dee's shoulder, but he shrugged me off.
Who the hell are you, man? What are you doing here? I came to check on this place and see if things were in order. You two seem to be the perfect men for this job. Did Pete send you?
I asked.
Did you know the guy that owned this place? He was one of the people we were Whoop. He was one of the people we monitored. He was meddling with things beyond his control, and he paid for that curiosity. You killed him? No. He awakened something he shouldn't have, and he paid for that decision. Oh, I came to witness this. Witness what? Maybe we should call Pete.
I said.
Let's get this straightened out. I'm trying to figure out... Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out who says what. I didn't know dolls could stand like that.
The stranger said, pointing toward the kitchen. We both snapped our heads back toward the kitchen and saw Trashley standing tall on its thin fabric legs. It didn't move, but it was clear it had moved at some point. It was in a small pile on the counter when we last saw it. The whole energy in the house had changed in an unnatural direction, like seeing watch hands run backward. Dee's eyes were so wide, I was afraid they'd pop out. He was gripping the flashlight so tight, I thought he might shatter it. Drops of sweat formed on his bald head and rolled down his face. He wasn't a tiny man. I was worried these scares might cause his heart to stop. Confusion is too weak a word to describe what we felt in the moment. Befuddlement, maybe. Like discovering there had been aliens on Earth this whole time, and your boss was one of them. As we stared, the stranger said, I think now you have a real mess on your hands. I think I'm about to beat your ass. D's a real one. D's the common man.
It's nice that we got a description of D. He's like a big boy.
Yeah.
And
I can see D just fine in my head.
Yeah.
I know. I work with a D right now. A few D's.
I think I'm about to beat your ass.
D said, turning to confront the man, but not finding him standing there.
What the hell? Where did he go?
There was a rumble of thunder, and it shook the house. D and I both ducked like something was going to fall on us. I felt the thunderclaps, vibrations in my guts. I glanced at the windows and noticed the sun still peeking through the edges of the blackout curtains. There were no clouds overhead, and I realized that the thunderclap didn't come from above us, but from below. I opened my mouth to speak, but the words died in my throat when we heard something knocking inside the closed closet door. It was quiet initially, but each successive thump was louder than the last. Soon, the knocks were so loud and so violent, the doorknob rattled with each rap. I glanced back into the kitchen. The jester was gone. It had either fallen behind some of the bags or had moved away. Neither option made me feel too good. If this thing could skulk through the trash without making a sound, it could sneak right up behind us without us knowing. I didn't know if it was violent, and I had no intention of finding out. But the thought nested in my brain and set up shop.
D, the doll is gone. Man, fuck this place,
he said, nodding toward the door.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Best idea, dog. It's the best idea, boy.
It's Lightning McQueen.
It's Lightning McQueen with a new frisbee.
You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy.
You're a bad boy.
What are you, a podcast boy?
He's a podcast dog. He's a pog.
I do declare, you smell me so good.
So how are you feeling about the story so far?
Yeah, I've got a thought. I wanted to break, but then the quotes came up, and I was like, well, we can get through this and then break. But this is kind of fucking horrifying. It's not like the scariest thing ever, but I will say that where is it? Basically, the eye, whoever this guy is.
Yeah.
Don't put your nose on that. You stinky dog, smelly boy.
Stinky boy.
You are smelly. You are smelly. The main character is just like kind of assimilated. He's like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Like the doll's gone, and he like obviously it says he cares, but he's like it's like this is the way things are now.
Mm-hmm.
Things can move and disappear, and now it's in the closet. This is normal. Like he's still scared, but it like doesn't freak him out.
Yeah.
And then just thinking about like something moving through the trash, I was picturing like a sandworm from Dune. Like the trash is sand. It's just like just like silently, you barely hear it moving. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah. That is cool. So you said the main character is kind of like assimilating to this new environment, this house.
Yeah, I'm trying to go up and find.
Yeah, what are some lines to where you kind of get that vibe? Because I wake into something.
I glanced back at the kitchen. The jester was gone. It had either fallen behind some of the bags or had moved away. Neither option made me feel so good. I mean, he like. I wouldn't be like, oh, it fell down. At this point, he's just like, oh, this is the way things are. I don't know. I'm having trouble figuring out how exactly I got to that conclusion.
Well, it's how you feel.
Neither option made me feel so good. If this thing could skulk through trash without making a sound, it could sneak up right behind us without us knowing.
I more so get the vibe that he is scared, but like he's gathering more information.
Yeah, I guess that's more it.
But I mean, I don't know. Could be either of those. But yeah, but the story must continue. Therefore, he must stay in the house and observe things. But
truly,
that is a cool idea. What if they like kind of become part of the house?
Oh, it's like Monster
like
House
characters. Not that they get like consumed, but like they, I don't know, they just
become part of it.
I don't know, like what's the deal with the stranger? That's another thing. Like he said, the guy who once lived here saw something he shouldn't have, or something.
Yeah,
he was meddling with things.
Or hearing like
any control of
fucking lightning from the basement, like thunderclaps. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a secret basement or something.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see that a little bit.
I think that's where they go next. It's like a door opens and they only have one way to go. Because it's like, all right, so we got D saying, man, fuck this place. He said, nodding towards the back door. Let's get the hell out of here. Then, all right, now we're back in the story.
Okay.
Best idea I've heard today.
I said, heading toward the door. D got there first, and when he grabbed the handle, he let out a painful yelp. I didn't need to ask what happened because I had heard the sizzle. He pulled his hand back, and the mark had already reddened and started to swell.
What the hell?
He said, blowing on his hand as if his breath would cure it. The knocking in the closet started up again. It was loud from the jump, but the noise that bothered me was hearing the doorknob turn and the closet door squeak open. I ran out of the vestibule and back into the living room to discover the gesture hanging from the handle. Its half face was turned up into a crooked smile.
D,
I said, my voice trailing. He walked over to me, and when he saw Trashley hanging from the door, all the blood ran from his face.
Hello?
I offered to the open door. Nothing but silence was coming from the closet. I was happy for the silence. Loved every sweet second of it. Maybe it meant that all this hoodoo voodoo shit was over and we can get back to normal. It wasn't over. The closet door flew open. sending the jester doll flying into the kitchen and out of sight. We heard something breathing inside the darkness of the closet. Across the living room, there was a movement in the trash piles. I looked over to see the mannequin head flying through the air and back into the closet.
We gotta go,
I said. Dee slapped at the front door handle again, which was still hot. He shook his head.
I can't go this way.
We burst back into the living room and heard more rumbling from the closet. Keeping a wide berth, we stayed away from the closet and eyed the back door in the kitchen. Before we could step in that direction, there was another bone-shaking thunderclap. This time, though, all the piles of trash from the back bedrooms flooded into the living room and created a wall of garbage, blocking access to the back of the house. There was a growl from the closet. We both looked over and saw that the mannequin's hand reached out and gripped the doorframe. I think I fucked that up. There was a growl from the closet, and we both looked over and saw that mannequin's hand reach out and grip the doorframe. Whatever was in there had attached the arm to its body and was pulling into the living room. That was our signal to get the hell out. We turned to run, and all of the kitchen trash rushed forward. Like the back room trash, the bags formed a wall trapping us inside the living room. There was another growl from the closet, and a second arm reached out and grabbed the doorframe. This arm looked organic, but not well. The flesh was gray and ripped. You could see muscles and bones as the arm flexed on the door.
Fuck this,
Dee said. He ran at the wall of trash blocking the kitchen and threw this whole massive frame into it. Like the Kool-Aid Man. Does that count?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's childish. Oh my god.
Thank God.
We got one more. Like the Kool-Aid Man, he burst through and landed with a thud on the filthy floor. His plan worked, and even though he was covered in foul-smelling shit juice and in a living nightmare, he turned back to me with a smile so wide you would have thought he'd just won the Powerball. The smile quickly faded. From the top of the refrigerator, Trashly uncoiled like a spring and launched itself at Dee with an old rusty knife in its tiny hands. It landed with a chaotic thud, but quickly scrambled to its feet and sunk the blade into Dee's calves. Oh, fuck!
That's awful.
Oh, no! Dee got stabbed by the goddamn doll. Dee screamed, but the doll just kept slashing at his legs. Blood was pouring out of a dozen wounds and mixing in with the rotten garbage on the floor. Dee tried grabbing the gesture, but it quickly jabbed the knife forward and clean through Dee's hand. It tried pulling the blade out, but was stuck on the gristle and tendons. Ugh. Kind of gross to be like stabbed to death in that kind of environment.
Yeah,
just
it's
trash
really nasty. Like
seeping into your wounds.
I've never been scared in any degree by like a Chucky,
Yeah.
but like it made up for it by being just violently disgusting.
Yeah.
But get ready for this next line.
All right. I leaped through the wall and landed on the slick floor like... All right, bro.
There's something going on here.
We gotta talk. What is this?
We gotta read this for the audience. This is fucking insane.
I leaped through the wall and landed on the slick floor like Bambi stepping on ice. Unlike the deer, though.
Unlike
Unlike the
Bambi,
forest mage, I kept my balance.
he actually Bambi is a little baby and technically would fall if he stepped on ice for the first time because he's never done anything really. He's a baby.
He's just a baby. Yes.
Dude, that's awesome.
Wow, I didn't think we would get another one. So what's going on psychologically here? I'm wondering, like, truly, is this intent? This has got to be intentional.
It's got to add
for
something
the character.
to the story.
But the character's not green. He's not a little Labrador.
He's not green.
He went to jail. So why is he
Exactly.
referencing cartoons?
I don't know.
So that makes me think it's the author.
And I'm wondering, maybe nothing on earth could get me to add something like that into something I wrote. Respectfully. I just don't. It's, because it's got to be on your mind. It's got to be like, when you're writing, it's almost
There's
like
no way. There's just no way there's that many coincidences.
yeah.
Where you're like, what is this like? Ah, Bambi. What's this
Oh.
like? Ursula. Oh. Dude, the Grouch, whatever.
The yeah, fuck, Ugh. Well, it's just like
of course.
I'd like to see a few more, actually.
I think
at
it
this
would
point,
really tie it all together with a nice little bow.
unlike the deer, because obviously the audience and everybody knows the deer.
Bambi. I shouldn't
Unlike-
even have to say the name. I should just say the deer.
Unlike the deer, I kept my balance. You know that scene where he's with Thumper, the rabbit, on the ice, and he falls.
These have been ineffective to me as I have not seen any of these.
Really?
No.
Not even the Sea Witch?
Never seen Bambi. I think I saw Little Mermaid when I was like 8 or something. I don't remember it. So, maybe it's like a relative thing. You think everyone's seen this because everyone was a kid once and they watched all the Disney movies.
I think
But I don't remember them.
Author is like, I think they're 35.
You're
Because-
saying they're a Disney adult,
No, well,
a millennial.
yes. I'm saying they're millennial, but not in a derogatory way.
They grew up in the golden age.
They watch
Disney.
these as a kid and assume everybody else has, because everybody who is a millennial definitely would get these references.
Yeah. Well, maybe I've seen Bambi at some point, but all I'm saying is like maybe I watched it when I was 6. Wasn't even online yet.
That's true.
Like I don't
Maybe you are
remember
a Disney person.
it. Maybe.
That makes more sense. Oh,
It's interesting. It's like it's a fun little side plot of this story.
I like that.
is dissecting the author.
I hope that there's more.
Yeah. All right.
But like, maybe it is intentional in the way that like
I just
You
don't like it doesn't work for the character because the character's literally an ex-convict.
it doesn't. But I'm thinking that I'm like, maybe this is what they're trying to do is
Mhm.
like Bambi and Ursula and all that. It's like really wholesome stuff, and then like it's supposed to be a juxtaposition between like getting stabbed by a rusty knife by a doll. I don't,
Like-
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like style. That's my brain is like it's the only thing that can make sense is that it's like a stylistic choice
yeah.
as like a contrast thing, like a very childish, innocent thing mixed with this like horror house.
It's
But
well,
it's-
yeah. Let's just keep going
Anyway,
and see what
Dee's
happens.
getting stabbed to death.
Yeah, I know.
by a
Just like
doll.
sliced through his hand.
Yeah. Dee screamed, but the doll just kept slashing at his legs. Blood was pouring. I already read this. Let's go back to the Bambi section.
Bambi.
All right. I leaped through the wall and landed on the slick floor like Bambi stepping on ice. Unlike the deer, though, I kept my balance. Dee screamed at me to help him. I took one good step and booted trashily in the face,
Nice
sending it violently flying across the room. It landed against the stove like the ragdoll it was, and I heard its porcelain face crack even further. I reached down and pulled Dee up. He screamed in pain, and blood was gushing from his wounds, but he knew enough to get to stepping. There was a roar from the closet, and I peeked over my shoulder long enough to see a set of bull horns trying to wedge through the narrow closet door.
Oh my god. We gotta move.
I said, shouldering Dee's weight under my own. He was struggling to walk, and pain was exquisite, but to his credit, he was not letting the oozing wound slow him down. I'm convinced he would have just ripped that leg off at the knee and hobbled out the door if he could have. We got to the back door, and I slapped at the handle. Like the front door, it was hot as well. I looked around for anything to cover my hand and spied an old rag in a nearby trash bag. With my free hand, I ripped it open and grabbed the rag. It was wet and smelled like death, but I didn't care. I touched the rag to the handle, It sizzled, and I could still feel the intense heat on my skin, but it worked well enough to try to open the door. The handle wouldn't budge. I dropped the rag and tried to boot the door open, but all that did was send pain up my leg and back. I swore, but it was drowned out by the crashing coming from the living room. I glanced back and saw the closet door frame being ripped from the walls.
Look out!
Dee yelled. I turned in time to see Trashley leaping through the air with a fork in their hands. It landed on my leg and sunk the fork's tines into the back of my knee. I screamed in pain and lost my footing, sending both Dee and I to the ground. I had collapsed onto the doll and could feel it jabbing my shoulders with the fork. I sat up and the gesture leapt from my face. Dee, without hesitation, plucked the doll out of the air like he was snagging a line drive. In one fluid motion, he turned and hurled it against the stove again. I scrambled to my feet, my knees burning, and tried to bash the door open. I hit it 3 times as hard as my body could handle, and all I did was damage my shoulder. I went to slam into it a 4th time when I felt Dee's hand grab the waist of my pants and yank me down. I landed hard on top of him, but he didn't mind. As I slammed into his chest, I turned to see Trashley grab the bottom of the stove with its stringy felt arms and easily lift it off the ground. With the ease of an ace pitcher hurling a fastball, the doll threw the stove in our direction. Baseball reference. The doll threw the stove. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
The doll picked the stove up and threw it at them.
Ease of an ace pitcher hurling a fast through the stove.
Fucking. Yeah.
Also, listen, I am enjoying this.
It's very enjoyable.
To continue with the thought, the door handles getting hot reminds me of Home Alone.
That's what this is. Oh god, a children's movie.
Yeah. It really reminds me.
I mean, the
of
doll
Home Alone.
reminds me of a lot of children's movies for being for real. Houses. I mean, damn.
The doll through the stove. I'm okay, it's embracing it. But also I will say that a pair of like taxidermy, because throwback to fucking what's it, whoever's gun, Chekhov's gun.
Yes.
The taxidermy, we even found taxidermy in the closet, and then the bullhorn's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking scary. Hearing like a roaring.
Yeah.
And then like
certain elements are definitely eerie.
Yeah.
I liked.
This guy's old as fuck. Read the
Maybe.
next line.
Where my old duck?
My old duck and cover drills came into practice. Dude,
Who is this guy?
respectfully,
Maybe this guy was born in like the 40s.
I think this is a dad.
And he was like, Ursula, Bambi. He's talking like the original cartoons.
Dude, here, this is the thing. We've literally figured it out and unlocked it.
He
Which
also
is
mentioned baseball, which is
yeah.
this guy's like he's from New York.
That's where the accent that I knew. I just knew. I'm like Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. I'm receptive of these things. He's a New York dad. He grew up on animated Disney movies and baseball.
He was born in.
He was
born in the 80s for sure.
He's got a really intense fear of dolls and
gestures
and houses.
Clutter. Yeah, clutter is what it is. No, but the duck and cover drill is like, let's say, into the Cold War. He's a dad now. He's watching a lot of Disney shit, and he's like, okay, what I watched when I was a kid, which was like Bambi and all that, kind of makes more sense.
I mean,
baseball.
It could just be a young person too, because like I know duck and cover. We learned about that in school. And,
yeah, but like
I guess
you didn't do drills.
No, we did not do drills. We watched the videos as like a history lesson.
Yeah,
the Cold War.
Yeah.
We didn't do the drills because there's no
duck and cover.
There's no imminent nuclear threat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my god!
I covered my neck and head as the stove flew over. Yeah, I mean, He knows what the duck and cover drill is too.
Oh, it's true.
Covered his neck and head, and I saw that in history class.
It's crazy, man.
We're not unks no more.
Unks no more. I've got to delete something real quick on my computer because it got a low storage
Oh, I was
warning.
like, what are you? Yo, I just gotta delete some stuff real quick.
Let me just delete some files.
Yo,
You just go on, start riffing. I'm going to delete some videotapes.
dude, this is. I'm enjoying this all of a sudden. I've been enjoying it, but
It's quite
I like-
fun.
we're getting clues about the author because we had questions, or we let it slide.
We don't have any answers, but
I think we're getting an answer. We let it slide with Oscar the Grouch. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then
I feel like we're learning the most about the author.
it was an Ursula, and then it was a Kool-Aid Man, and then it was Bambi.
Oh, so you're talking about the author still,
Yeah,
not the story.
no, not the story at all.
The story, I'm confused, but I feel like I've really gotten to know the author.
Yeah,
Yeah, and their interests, and I appreciate that.
I also like that somebody's writing. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is a free story given to us.
Very kindly, and the man was
Yes.
very nice when we were. Well, I wasn't. Austin was talking to him, but
Yeah.
I heard about it. And
Very nice, very pleasant, and we are super grateful. But
also, I'm pretty sure this is like a work in progress sort of deal. It's not like this is like he's like, oh, I wrote this, but it's not something I posted. You can do
who
this one.
knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? But we
Hmm.
appreciate it nonetheless, and we're almost done. I believe. Looks like we are getting to the end.
Yeah,
We're gonna bring her home. Yeah, I've got like 2 or 3 pages left.
we need one more solid, juicy reference.
Give us your most Disney coded reference.
What is it? He wow,
Mulan.
Mulan. Like that lizard fucking dragon thing from Mulan. I stood over him. I said,
Like I was in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, staying at the Timpton Hotel.
yeah.
Like I was Esteban, the doorman,
What?
opening it for I won Zack and Cody.
That's like I unfortunately remember that was like something that stuck in my brain because as a kid I thought it was so funny when Esteban said his full name.
Yes.
It was like,
Well, there was a joke.
hmm,
They're like,
look at this.
look how ethnic he is.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
know,
weird?
that's But
He's got like 18 names.
all I could ever remember was Esteban Julio Ricardo, and then there was like 4 more, and then whatever his last name was. And I was like, fucking ethnic.
it's comedy. That's comedy gold.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
Look
Where
how
the
hot
hell is he
blonde girl
from?
Where the
hell is he from where that would even make sense? Okay. Anyway,
Yo, you want to go on a tirade real quick?
this is our longest episode by far.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
God damn. We were like, let's do a little short one tonight. It's
Yeah.
so late. It's almost 2 a.m.
Yeah.
My old duck and cover drills came into practice, and I covered my neck and head as the stove flew over our bodies. The stove slammed into the back door, cracking it in half and knocking it off its hinges. Daylight streamed in, and our salvation was a mere few feet away. I could see our way out to freedom, but it was just an oasis. The stove bounced off the wall, nicked my back, and landed square on Dee's right arm. It shattered under the weight. He let out a scream like a wounded wild animal. The way we were tangled up sent his painful hollering directly into my ear. He thrashed under me, trying to get away from the weight of the stove, was only making the break worse. That part's actually pretty brutal.
Yeah, I'm just...
Independent of the doll throwing it, just like the visual of 2 people like stuck together from this stove. One guy's arm is crushed and the other guy's like deaf because he just unleashed a blood-curdling scream like directly into his ear.
And it like hit his back,
Yeah.
which would hurt so bad. But we're also... I'm not trying to go in on this guy, but is the stove a fucking bouncy ball? What do you mean you threw a stove and it bounced off the wall and flew back over the room?
Listen, I don't know what brand we're talking about here. Maybe it's Samsung. Maybe it's KitchenAid.
No, because of his age, it's an old Sears. It's an old Sears.
It's a Sears stove.
They ordered from the catalog.
It came 3 months later, and the young men built it. All right.
Yeah.
I rolled off of him, grabbed the stove, and pushed it off his mangled arm. I didn't realize stoves were so portable. I reached down. That wasn't part of the story, by the way.
Little did I know the stoves were
very mobile. I reached down and helped D up, but he could barely move. I was afraid he was in shock, and if we lingered any longer, the thing pulling itself out of the closet would be out and after us. I didn't know what it had planned for us, but I didn't think it would invite us to a potluck or anything.
I don't think that thing's here to invite us to the church potluck.
I don't think it's gonna make us a casserole.
Dude, also D's fucking dead.
Yeah, D is gushing blood. He just ate a stove.
Multiple. Like one of his calves is like shredded, like barbacoa.
It's a compound contusion.
He went to fucking Chipotle and they served up his leg. It's straight through one of his hands.
They couldn't even tell the difference. They just put that shit in the pan. They're like, all right. And fresh brisket on the board.
His hand's done, one of his legs is done, and then either his full arm of the same with the hand or his other arm is literally mush.
He's eviscerated.
Yeah.
He's so fucked.
Potluck or anything. I know it hurts, bro, but we have to.
Then I smelled the gas. I looked over to where the stove had been and saw the telltale wavy vision of leaking gas. At that moment, like divine inspiration, a plan came to me. I reached into my pocket and found my lighter.
I can't move,
D said.
Just leave me, man. I told you I wasn't a bitch,
I said. What is it? Give me 20 feet of hustle. Sorry, I stole that from you. That was too good.
Dude,
man.
it's so funny.
What is that? Say that
I told
louder.
you I wasn't a bitch. Give me 20 feet of hustle, and I can't fucking do this. Give me 20 feet of hustle, and I can get us out of this mess.
How is he gonna...
Southern.
How the fuck is D gonna give you any feet of hustle? He's getting you no hustle, dude. Does he have a limb left to hustle with that hasn't been crushed or destroyed or turned into barbacoa?
Dude, 20 feet of hustle is a lot when you don't have a leg or an arm.
There's a stove on you. Well, the stove's off, I guess. Anyway.
I can't even read that with... Okay, so give me 20 feet of hustle, and I can get us out of this mess.
I showed him the lighter, and he knew the plan. D nodded, gritted his teeth, and leaned his weight on me. He was in so much pain, but he bit his lip and moved. I spied an old paper towel roll and grabbed it in my free hand. I managed to help D get out of the house and walked him about 15 feet into the backyard. I placed him on the ground. He grabbed his arm and let out a whimper, but didn't want to slow me down.
Take cover,
I said, and he scooted away. I headed back to the house, but he called my name. I turned and saw his painful, sweaty face.
Dude,
oh my
toast
God.
These motherfuckers.
He spat out. I nodded and headed back toward the house. I held the paper towel roll firmly and pulled out my lighter. I didn't know how fast the gas would ignite, but I knew I wouldn't be able to dawdle. Sorry, I was like New Jersey just came out. Wouldn't be able to dawdle.
Dude, they're one of them's from fucking New York, New Jersey, and one of them's from the South, and I can't figure it out. It's
very ordinarily written until like one word. It just throws me off. I wouldn't be able to dawdle. I also realized this might be the last thing I ever did, but I was okay with that decision. It was worth it if I could send these two things back to hell. When I got to the door, the smell of gas was strong. This entire house was an accelerant, and everything would light up like a city's 4th of July celebration. I stepped inside, and it was...
It's incredible.
Alright. I stepped inside, and it was surprisingly quiet. I looked over at where the closet door had been, and only saw a massive hole. The thing had gotten out, but I didn't know where or how it was hiding. When I turned my attention back to the gas, I saw the jester. It was standing on the counter. As soon as I turned, it leaped at me. It landed on my neck and coiled its limbs around it like an anaconda. I struggled to breathe and fought with everything I had left in the tank. The jester's hands, previously soft and cotton-filled, were now tipped with razor-sharp claws. It raked those Kruger-esque daggers across my face. Blood gushed from my wounds and dripped into my eyes, blurring my vision. I screamed and pulled as hard as I could, but this little monster was velcroed to my body. I had dropped the lighter and paper towel roll in the struggle, but that was a secondary concern. I needed to get free before attempting to light this place up. I felt the doll's legs growing as it tried to wrap up my arms. I was face to face with its blinking, drawn-on eye. It opened its half mouth, and inside was row upon row of porcelain daggers. It lunged for my face to bite my cheek, but I held it off as best I could. The arms around my neck started to tighten, and around the edges of my eyes, the world began to dim. I was afraid I was done for. I felt my knees buckle, and I fell onto my back. The black edges of the vision were starting to tunnel. I had seconds to do something, or I'd be toast myself. I moved my thumbs under the jester's tightening arms. Someone's getting pulled over here.
No way. Oh, no way.
Shit, bro. Anyway.
Nice one, boys.
Well,
nice one, boy. We got
we start hearing gunshots. We'll still
grab the
finish
camera.
story.
We'll just go straight down there.
Woo! Content! Okay. Anyway.
What a turn. That'd be a turn.
Or I'd be toast myself. I moved my thumbs under the jester's tightening arms and pushed with all my might. At first, it didn't budge, but then I felt the pressure lessen and could breathe again.
Fuck you.
I spat and funneled all my stored up anger and resentment and strength into pushing this little clingy bitch off me. It snapped at my hands and caught my knuckles, but I kept going until its spindly arms were off my throat. I ripped its legs off my body and threw the jester right towards the gas leak. It crashed against the wall, its half face shattering on impact. I searched around for my lighter and found it. I flicked the spark wheel so hard I feared it would break. There were a few sparks, but nothing caught. I urged it on, taking a peek at where the monster was. As I looked up, I saw the jester's new face. The porcelain had broken away to reveal a red and black pulsating mass of muscle, blood, and gore that dripped from the wound. There was a bellow from the living room, and a massive creature that looked strikingly like a minotaur, albeit with one mannequin arm, came stomping into view. It must have sensed my presence because it roared again and charged at the wall. The wall shuddered and cracked, but held for the time being. I knew it'd come down easy the next time it ran at the wall. I was running out of time. I pressed my thumb down hard on the spark wheel and gave it a skin-ripping spin. It worked! There was finally a dancing orange flame at the edge of the bick. I held it against the paper towel roll and waited for it to catch. The wait felt painstakingly long. The minotaur bellowed again and slammed into the wall. Its massive head came through. I looked at the gesture, getting down in a crouch to leap at me again.
Light, goddammit, light!
I screamed. The temperature finally hit the 451 degrees, and the flame transferred from the lighter to the towel roll. 451
What the
degrees?
fuck is going on?
Is Fahrenheit 451.
I read that once.
Very nice. This one goes out to way bad boy.
Well,
A genius.
a nod to my brother in Christ. Way back, boy.
We have much in common, you and I.
Also, Minotaur?
Yes.
Just interesting.
We're just gonna move on.
Yeah.
I threw the roll at the gesture as it took to the air. The roll hit him, and the impact sent them both to the floor. They landed right near the gas line. I managed to get about 7 feet outside before the flame caught the gas and sent the entire house sky high. My body was thrown like a rag doll 20 feet into the neighbor's backyard. I landed on my shoulder with a sickening thud and blacked out. Hours later, I woke up in a hospital room. A dozen or so machines around me were beeping and keeping me going. Pain racked my entire body, and each breath was a world of discomfort I'd never been to before. But I was alive. Officially, the cause of the explosion was a gas leak. The fire department said it might have been leaking for years, but it was hard to determine because of all the stuff crammed into the home. Dee was in the hospital for about 2 weeks before being released. I was stuck for a few more weeks, as the explosion had rocked my brain and gave me post-concussion symptoms. We shared a smoke outside on Dee's last day in the hospital. We talked about what happened and thought it best not to be totally honest with everyone. I can hear that. What's he saying?
Somebody's getting in trouble down there. Oh, hold on. We've throw these back on. He's getting let off. He just said, there's a lot of fog out here, boy. And basically with that accent, a lot of fog out here, boy, and just slow down. My brother was speeding.
Whatever. Okay. He's gone.
There they go.
Happy ending. Okay. We shared a smoke outside on Dee's last day in the hospital. We talked about what happened and thought it best not to be totally honest with everyone. This was mainly because we were sure everyone hadn't been honest with us, especially Pete. The stranger had name-dropped him specifically, and Pete acted very strangely in the explosion's aftermath. He was surprised we had survived and asked a lot of odd questions, some of which seemed to suggest he knew more than he was letting on. Dee has slyly started looking for a new job, and I'll follow him when I get out. I'm counting down the days, not only because I'm sick of hospital food, but also because I don't feel safe here. Pete keeps popping in, and I swear I saw the stranger hanging around the lobby. But what really concerns me and makes me think I might not make it out of here is what happened last night. At about 3 in the morning, when everyone on the floor was sleeping, I heard a bell jingling in the corridor outside my room. When I went out to look, I saw the shadow of a short, long-limbed person turn the corner and disappear. And that,
Bum, bum, bum.
my fellow Disney-lites,
My Disney boys and
my
girls.
Disney girls and boys, was We Haul Your Junk by Kris West, a.k.a. SunHeadPrime.
We'll be right back. Wow, would you look at that view? Welcome to Jarvis. I want to tell you about our fine meats. Let's wake up, look at that. God. Welcome to Jarvis. Okay. Wow. I want to tell you about the Darwin cheeseburger. Maybe later I'll tell you about our chicken nuggets. But for now, welcome to Jarvis.
Wow.
What a ride.
That was a ride indeed. And I think I liked it.
I did like it.
I mean, that
had
was
a good time.
It was fun. Now, I don't know what the intention was for the reader. If it was supposed to be scary or maybe a little bit of both.
Fun.
Maybe genre bending. Starts scary, turns into like action, whatever.
Cartoonish.
Cartoonish.
At some points, yeah.
It was fun, though. I would definitely say that.
The ending, real quick, that just... I think there could be a sequel to this.
It
And
kind of left it open-ended, I think.
I'm liking that. I like that, like... Let's see, I'm counting on the days. Pete keeps popping in.
I am...
He, like, lets on... Yeah, I'm like,
there is a
what's
level
going
of
on there?
intrigue there when it comes to, like, the whole... Like, we don't know much of anything about the person who died, except that they were a conspiracy theorist and were meddling with things they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Their boss, Pete, is somehow involved. And there's this weird stranger character that's, like,
Paranormal.
kind of like a paranormal entity of some kind.
Yeah.
And some otherworldly being. And then there's entities in the house that have been conjured or created. The Jester and then the Minotaur. So, like, there is stuff in there that, like, makes me curious. And I do wish there's a little bit more to chew on there.
Oh.
What's up?
Nothing. Wouldn't worry about it.
What's going on?
Your camera died.
Oh.
Mine's still going. We're good.
Okay, cool. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. We're okay.
Anyway, what are your thoughts?
I think if I read that alone, it would have been like, yeah, I don't know. There's something about it, the story, that is endearing. So I think I would have taken something from it, but I think reading it with you was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a fun story, no doubt.
I'm super curious about all the fucking references and stuff. Like, we're joking about it and all that, and like,
there is like a genuine curiosity there.
It's like curious. Yeah.
What is your lore,
brother,
sir? Yeah, I'd love to know.
Yeah, on my bet, dude, if he sees this, please just comment underneath. Born in the 80s. You're like, born. I'm like,
something real vague.
Born 78 to like 84.
Yeah, there you go. A generation range.
Yeah, I think that's when you were born.
Yeah,
because of the references you were making and the way you were making them. And I really want to know.
Yeah,
please let us
definitely.
know.
Really want to know. And just to clarify, we're not being bullies. We're not trying to be. We gave the story a shot. I think there's a lot of merit to it. I think there's parts of it that I really enjoy. There are even some parts that have creeped me out.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
beginning,
Actually, yeah.
When we were still unraveling all these things, I liked the mannequin hand, the weird like bite marks in the dead animals. The fact that there are dead animals was creepy. And then like the jingling of the bells, I liked at least. And then the setting is cool. You're in a hoarder house. I like that a lot. It's a pretty original concept, I'd say. But just to be more constructive, not just be like, there's just so many Disney references and then the doll through a stove.
Yeah, I know, the doll through a stove.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what this author's going for.
Yeah.
If they're going for this big bombastic thing, nailed it on the head, fucking A+.
Yeah.
good to go. Let's write a sequel.
I was gonna say I'd love a sequel, even if it's the same as this.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of merit to this. That's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. It was like, and that's fucking. Sometimes you read something to have fun. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Evil Dead. That's some of my favorite movies of all time. Like, it's definitely not the scariest horror movie by a long not even scary, I would say, to me at least. Like, I'm talking the originals, not the remakes. Some of those get pretty cursed.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh my god.
The originals, it's just a fun time. And that, I mean, when I think of horror movies, usually my brain goes straight to Evil Dead, and that's not because it's scary. It's just that I enjoy it so much. So like, there's definitely a place in my heart for stories like this, and the lighthearted nature, the action parts, and like the kind of just dramaticness of it all. But if you were trying to make it something like truly scary and eerie, I think dialing it down would probably help a lot.
Drawing it out.
Yeah, drawing it out, implementing. And I feel like there were parts of the story that too much was shown. Like all the action with the doll even just like doing all of these crazy things, like being so animated and walking up and like, so the character's seeing all this happen. Like, you're seeing the doll. I think in the first half of the story, it was cool because like the doll is moving, but they're not seeing it, and that's what's creepy. Is like the idea of a doll moving could be cheesy or not scary, but then like it's because you're like imagining what that would look like, and it's like always kind of looks dumb. It looks like Chucky or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you never see the doll move, you just know that it is moving, then that, at least to me, leaves a lot of room for like creepy factor.
True. I agree with you. The thing is, dolls, for me, always Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah.
I literally, that's all I could see.
And I see like Annabelle, Chucky.
Yeah.
Not really my cup of tea, but
a lot of people love that shit though. So I get it.
There's definitely a huge audience. That's why there's so many, and they continue to be made.
And they just keep fucking making them.
Yeah, especially those goddamn Annabelle movies.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, just since it's a show about scary stories, if we were trying to make it like a truly scary story, I think everything we just said, probably tightening up the story a bit. I mean, there's a lot of things that are there. Like the introductory was probably like the strongest in terms of like that scare factor.
Yeah.
But then just like not broadening the story too much, not giving away, not revealing too much of like the entities, just keeping like a mystique about it all. But I mean, that's kind of like the formula for everything. I feel like when it comes to
definitely true
scare is the fear of the unknown, not revealing everything that's at play. And in a lot of ways, the story has that. Like, we don't know a lot about the people, like Pete. We don't know a lot about the person that died. We just know they were fucking around with some weird stuff, and that part's cool. But it's like you see the weird stuff a little too much, I think. Like,
give a little more Pete. Give a little more. It's just like a scale.
Yeah.
We didn't get like at the very end when it's like, I'm starting to think Pete knows more than. Give a little bit of that, and then take a little bit of the action away.
Yeah.
It was cool.
But I mean, we loved it. This is our longest episode by far, and we've read far longer stories.
Fairly certain we've also laughed more in this one, which is super important.
Yeah. Not to discredit any of the other stories we read. It's just like, just goes to show, like, we're not degrading this one at all in any way. This was awesome. I loved reading this.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate Kris West here sending this to us.
Yeah,
and,
very cool.
That's so cool because, like, we're nobody, dude. Especially at the time of this being sent to us. No episodes out at all. So, like, nothing to go on. Just through the kindness of their heart, shared their story. And that's literally what this whole show's about. Is just
that's true.
Sharing these around, contributing to the circulation of of creepypastas and scary stories online and keeping that shit alive, because it's one of the few things in this world where you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And people just do it for fun. Like, there's certainly like ways to make that into like money, like whether you want to become an author or whatever. But I feel like a lot of it's very just wholesome and genuine.
This
which
is like a hobby. It's a true hobby that
hard
people
to
have.
find these days.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it so much, at least. And also just love getting spooked.
For sure.
So, yeah, so that was We Haul Your Junk by SunHeadPrime or Kris West. Thank you again. Make sure to check out Kris West, SunHeadPrime on everything. So, yeah, that's SunHeadPrime on Reddit. And they've got all sorts of fun stories there. Once again, thank you. Do we have anything else to say, to plug? Thank you so much for watching. This is a longer one. Hope you enjoyed it. We're very much looking forward to the following stories. If you have any stories you'd like for us to read,
Dude, send them over.
We are all ears, whether it's yours, whether it's someone you know, or just a story you've found on the internet yourself. Even if it's an old creepypasta.
You found it in the woods. Send it to our P.O. box.
Send it right here. And then that's about it. I mean, I do some writing myself sometimes. You're welcome to check that out.
You'll plug it.
Eventually, I'd like to narrate my stories, put them on the channel as well. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
Sounds good to me.
But yeah, I mean, we sit here and criticize these guys' stories. You want to sit there and criticize mine? Go right ahead. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, get over it.
It's only fair. Yeah. And then
like Bambi falling on the
Alex
ice.
actually writes hockey smut at the moment.
LeBron James falls on the ice.
Yeah.
Took his straight pointed up towards the moon sun.
How could I resist?
How could I resist as a small, petite German hockey player myself?
LeBron James. Anyway, both of our cameras have died.
Oh, shit.
Whoever the editor may be, I guess just put some jolly stock footage up.
That's funny. I hope that shit's saved.
Yeah, I know. Mine does. Hopefully yours does. We're going to have a big problem on our hands. But thanks so much for watching. We'll get out of here since there's no longer any proof of us existing in the real world. This could be AI for all we know.
That's what I was going to say, which is like AI do ourselves.
God, you probably could at this point.
Which is like a little doll. Yeah, fuck all that, though.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck AI. Fuck you. Fuck everything. Fuck that. Fuck this.
We love you.
I love this story.
And we love you.
And we love you.
I love you.
Goodbye. We love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. LeBron James. I love you.
I love you.
Mm.